All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
The Apothecary Diaries, episode 3. Just right. 2 episodes in and we're already like, this is great. I love it.
We're totally in, yeah.
Yes, and just a little potential prediction. Person seen up high and all that stuff. It's
a
actually
ghost!
Yeah, a ghost. It was actually because that lady was up high. We're going to get hallucinogenics, and that's how we'll get extra comedy, especially with the other three ladies in waiting.
New brownies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's
grass
right.
brownies, yes.
Oh, yeah.
This is my kind of episode. I'm ready to eat.
Yeah. I mean, that's a... like, and I thought my job was weird, you
yeah.
know, right?
Insert
like,
Walter White meme. Someone cooked here.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a gremlin in the background like, what?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
But that's for the most part her extra credit stuff. Her regular job is just eat things and tell if it's bad.
She's like, so I need a garden. I need like garden space. Right. And I also need you to ask no questions about what goes on in this garden. It is all there to serve lady in waiting, Lady Gildo.
Right. She just shows up to work one day, her face swollen and like purple or something, and they're like, what happened? No, it's fine. All right.
No, she just comes there and she just comes to work one day. She's super hungry. Her eyes are bloodshot. And she's just like, where's my poison to eat? Oh, okay. No.
Oh no, I was too quick. I was too hungry. I ate something that actually was poisoned to something bad. Oh no.
Yeah, well, whatever. Here we go. Yeah. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. It's so funny how that final sequence of cuts feels like it doesn't fit the rest of the OP.
Right.
But it's like,
because all of a sudden there's somebody else.
Right. Well, this is... shit. The editing for that made it really creepy. Holy shit.
We're in the ring.
Yeah. Oh, they've moved around as a group?
Yeah.
Fun little detail, little exposition there.
Yeah, I like we got that focus.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah.
He's a ghost. Yes. Not Mako is back.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm glad she's sticking around.
Yeah. Discarded babies? Oh. Yeah. I don't believe in God. I only believe in science.
Yep. These noises.
Yeah.
Or like he doesn't have any actual work to do.
Uh-huh. Ah!
Nice.
Yes,
His right hand in particular.
I don't get to have any snacks.
Okay.
Got me curious.
Leaning away, yeah.
I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first, I made something for myself that will force me to sleepwalk.
Why is that? Outing him, but love it. Yeah, to each their own, yeah. Oh, well, shit.
It's actually just one of the concubines practicing her interpretive dance.
Oh, as a reward, that whole thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's lamenting basically her,
Yeah.
her everything being taken away. Yeah.
Oh. How much you want to bet that?
病の原因も心の均衡にあるというし、もう少し情報が欲しい。不要費の部屋はどこでしょう？
北側に塔があるけど、小さな属国の姫だ。帰りづらいかもしれないけどさ。
帰る？お気の毒ですね。
She's
Oh.
what?
部下に
Oh.
下げ渡されるなんて考えただけでゾッとするもの。
Yeah. Maybe there's some things about the concubines in terms of their.
Like the way they're treated here versus like.
I love the idea that they're just snooping. Like they can't just go in and be like, "Hey,
Right.
we're just gonna look around," you know?
不要という花は
Probably because then she'd
朝
start
には
acting
白い
different.
大輪の花を咲かせます。夕方には濃い桃色へと花の色。
Wild.
That is cool.
はい。
幽霊話？
Yeah.
もう少し聞きたくて。
最初は北側に出てたって言ってたけど。
北から東に移動した。
あのね。
なるほど。推測で物を話すなって。
But
無遊病とはよくわからない病です。同じ病を患った妓女がいました。身請け話も上がっておりました。その話は破談となります。毎晩議論を
Yeah,
徘
so
徊
she's
し
got
始
like
めたのです。
a multiple personality potentially.
あら、皆さんどうしたの？
何も覚えていませんでした。
Huh.
それで。
徘徊はなくなりましたので。
It's a defense mechanism, yeah.
その妓女は
But what if it was something being done to make
相手は
her
大柄
less
ですが
valuable?
妻子どころか孫までいる身分でしたから、妓女の年季は残り1年だったのです。
Oh shit.
Yeah.
不要費も同じだったのかしら。終わりです。
本当に？
どうか落ち着いて。
仕事に戻ります。
What?
外出禁止の命が出された。宦官が見張りにつくことになった。
Damn.
うまくいけばいいけど。
マオマオの様子が変じゃない？そうですか？何かあるのね。不要費の出立、
そう聞いてます。
私にくらい話してくれていいんじゃない？自分で聞いておいて。
他言無用でお願いできますでしょうか。先日の妓女のお話は覚えていますか？同じ病で身請け話が破談になった妓女がいました。後に新たな身請け話が持ち上がりましたが、前の半分の銀で成立しました。これは詐欺だったのです。身請けを申し出た2人の男は一度目の身請け話を破談にし、本命の男はその半額で身請けしました。男には銀が足りず、女には年季がありましたから。
不要費が同じだと。
お相手の武官は同じ故郷でお過ごしになられた。先日の異民族討伐で武勲を立てられたと伺いました。
So she knows him and doesn't want to be sent to him.
Right.
報奨を許され、不要費の可視を強く願い出たそうです。
Oh, that's a good point, because
故郷
yeah.
にいた頃から武官の身分では姫に求婚などできませんから。
高級に入ることが決まったのね。
Oh, Oh no, when she stumbled. Gotcha. Nice.
目論見通り夜とぎはなくですが他人のものとなる不要費を帝が惜しまないとは言い切れません。
無遊病を語ったと。
異民族討伐の地は東方です。不要費が毎晩踊っていたのは東もっていたのでしょう。あくまで
She's praying, yeah.
Sure. Okay, I like it.
Yeah, it's all stuff that, you know, is kind of outside of our purview. So this is kind of a cool way, I guess, to show that she's paying attention to things. But, yeah,
and not everything has to be medical.
Yeah. Things can be of the mind or the heart. Yeah. Very professional.
不要費が羨ましいなんて言ったら
Oh.
私はひどい女かしら。
Wow.
That's some great characterization right there. Just to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, in a lot of ways, no, I...
日は美しかった。
Yeah. She took off her glamour and
yeah.
showed who she really was.
Right,
Yeah.
she never left her room.
Yeah.
同じ姫だとは思えないほど。
Nice.
So that she wouldn't be seen or anything.
Right, exactly.
She's hiding her beauty, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then she changed her color, yeah. No, doesn't make you terrible at all, yeah. Oh, this is fun and extra that we actually get to see them together and happy, like. And then the second they, yeah. Oh.
All right. Okay.
I love that they had to like keep things under wraps, but the second they got in the little carriage, they're like,
Yeah.
"Come here," you know.
Yeah.
恋が女を美しくするのであれば、どんな薬になるだろう。
Oh, that's a.
That's
oh,
a-
I love that.
That's a really cool
Yeah, 'cause-
concept. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's tease the next episode.
噂の薬師殿に頼みたいことがある。
Cool.
Oh, just that. Okay.
Just that, yeah. All right,
Okay.
we got a bit of true love.
Indeed.
True love.
Yeah, we'll follow you forever. And it didn't have anything to do with actual medicine. That was just the way that we discovered the story that was there.
Well, in some ways, yeah, it did have something to do with medicine. It's just that it was not the medicine of science. It was the
Yes.
medicine of the heart.
Indeed.
Is that she needed, well, to be loved. And she was not going to have this faux love
Right.
that the concubines pretend to have with the emperor.
Yep.
Because,
Great.
well, you get an amazing life if it works for you, but it might not.
Yeah.
And it might also then end up ruining your chances of then being sent out of this world to be able to go back to the person that you do love.
Yeah, that's which totally makes sense, right? Like we had it established how the concubine status is affected by the, affectations or lack thereof of the emperor, right? Or affections. So yeah, if that, makes it so that now, sorry, some soldier can't actually, request you even if he did some crazy awesome thing because nope, you've been elevated out of that status, out of that position. That'd be a problem.
Yeah. I also love the genius kind of setup of this whole thing, that they had the goal specifically in mind of the only way we can get you out of this is if you end up being bad enough of a concubine that they won't execute you
Right.
or get rid of you and discard you, but you'll be less valuable to them so that I can then request you after proving myself on the field of battle.
Yep.
Which means he has to go and risk his life,
Oh,
doing
yeah.
probably something above and beyond
Yes.
in order for her to be taken out of this slavery position, which is incredible as far as a little tiny love story that doesn't even matter for the general plot. Just nope, this is just their story.
Yeah.
They were going on in their own anime, just had their own thing, actually worked out. They had everything stacked against them. They survived and beat the odds.
Exactly.
And now they get to have their love together.
Yes. It's a great story on its own that makes for a very fun episode, while at the same time still deepening our understanding and appreciation of the world that this show inhabits. So great. Awesome.
Yeah. I would have wished that we've had a little bit more evidence of the soldiers' kind of involvement here. I feel like this mystery couldn't have been solved without meta knowledge applying here primarily.
Right. Like,
it wasn't as much the actual evidence that we saw being ascertained, but more of the way in which you could have drawn connections, I guess, to the symbolism that was being placed in. Which,
sure.
I guess that's fine, but
Yeah, like,
yeah.
given, like, if I were to, suppose, like, a reasoning in my own head, since the show didn't really give us any of like, how this information would circulate, is that maybe because of the rumor and the fact that people found out, oh, no, it actually is Lady Fuyo, then as a result of that, if there were to be some situation where people found out that they were childhood friends, which, again, that I would think she would want to keep that private. But if it did, then that could maybe add to it of like the, oh, hey, what do you know? This actually, that doesn't normally happen, but
Right, but that's something where they could end up actually like also sharing the exposition for that. But that's also, I think, the nature of this show. It's not meant for us to actually be able to follow along exactly with what Mao Mao is figuring things out, because eventually she kind of Sherlocks it with doing the, oh, it's that. And then
right.
basically
I'm not going to
says,
say
like,
anything in case I'm wrong, but
right, and then says like, oh, it's the wood of the fire that was burning,
exactly.
which is like,
okay,
there was no evidence.
you didn't see them burning sticks, right?
Right.
Like,
she assumed, based on the fact that they're outside, they must have had a campfire and they must have eaten around the fire.
right,
Sure.
Okay, sure, yeah, when they cooked the food, if it was that, so, okay, asking about the bowls and the, the chopsticks, okay, it's not that. Could it be the fire itself, And so with something like this, I think also the reason that it stands out a bit more is because it doesn't inherently have something to do with her area of expertise. Right. Of like, yes, she had that story and all that, but as far as like, when it's medical stuff, we don't need to understand the logic for it because it's based on knowledge and information that she has that we don't.
Right.
Because of course she will. We're not going to know about the plants,
Right. Whereas with this one, it's based on her previous knowledge of some stuff with courtesans and
then
people at the brothel and stuff.
Right,
so.
which I like that as a foundation for it. That's nice, and that's a way that we can get into the aspects of like her as a person and her experiences as an individual and everything, and how that can contribute in addition to the technical skill set that she brings to the table.
Yeah, and that's really fun, because anything that gets Mao Mao to talk about her past and stuff brings us a little bit closer to then finding out what's the deal with her parents. Why was she living with her grandpa and taking care of him? Yeah, there's a couple things that could be going on there, and the OP very much does seem to hint that her mother, if that is her, or if it's just the eventual glow up she's going to have,
right?
That she was a beautiful woman and might have potentially been a courtesan. So we'll see about that.
But, sure, I hadn't thought about that.
But yeah, Lady Gyokyo keeps building up an interest in this story, in that we see her yearning for love, and a real love in this
right.
episode, because she's already found the positive gaze of the emperor, had the elevation of her status affect her life in a dramatic way, and yet that's not enough to satisfy the yearnings of the heart.
Right.
All it is an element of comfort.
Well, right, because
yeah,
and because she doesn't necessarily have any actual feelings for the emperor, despite the fact that she was the emperor's favorite. And is the emperor's favorite.
No,
so
she is the emperor's favorite, at the very least in this area. Yeah.
Right. This is something where I feel like there's going to be more info brought up on this in the next episode based on how this one ended. But like, was it just me, or did it seem like they were doing more things to hint at like the maybe Jinchi is not all that he seems, right? His guard that is like, oh, he doesn't seem like a eunuch.
Yep.
Okay, right, like, could it be something where he is actually the emperor, and her talking about I envy her because my man, and I can't really talk to anyone about this, is starting to maybe basically give attention to someone else, and maybe, like...
Yep. Who's to say? it's an interesting thing to have her as a character start to showcase her desire being put towards a thing that she cannot have. Because what we saw in a previous episode is that she seems to have the flare of ambition about her. But this is an area that she can't be ambitious about, really. Not realistically in this setting here. So, fun problem to put forward to her. And then now we have Mao Mao getting requested by someone rather serious. So, keep building your reputation, Mao Mao. And soon, no one will be able to look at Jinshi positively. They'll all be coming to you, but instead of looks of lust, they'll be looking at you with like the...
Yeah, exactly. We can use you.
Yeah.
The bit of the the dude being like, "Hey, could you stop doing that?" Like,
Gaoshin.
And he full on tells her,
"You don't realize the side effect damage you do."
Right.
when that
Like
happens.
he actually was really into that, and she's like, "Oh, understood." You know, and then even when like they're in the room and just behind him, just being like,
Stop.
like that's fun.
I also like the idea as well that Gaoshin is being hinted at potentially at being also not what he seems, and that he saw it as being a problem that you were doing this to him, Mao Mao. I think personally that the main reason why he would do that is because of personal reasons. It has nothing to do with necessarily caring so much there. I mean, it could be, but it's also the thing of where, you know, if, you know, you can't actually have Jinshi, you know, do what you want him to do, or necessarily he's a little bit less focused on his whatever his mission really is.
Yeah,
here,
well, and
then you're a distraction.
Yes. And
my mission is probably to assist him in his mission.
Yeah. So here's another aspect of where I think, Jinshi is actually the emperor. If he is a eunuch, why does it matter that he's like being the fact that he is being distracted with her? That would be some kind of like clear thing where he has an objective, right? Like, like, oh, getting her loyalty or whatever. Don't see much of a problem with that.
No.
If it's but something might actually happen and it shouldn't, well, I could see that being a case where it's hey, we have a stable situation with the emperor right now. And if he's the emperor, maybe that's jeopardizing it. Oh, and also, no, he's not a eunuch, you know, right?
I would say that we're still leaning towards him not being the emperor because he would have talked about this with Gaoshin if he wasn't there.
Yeah.
But the idea of him having Gaoshin almost like needing to manage the problem child that he is,
right?
I find that to be really funny from a eunuch perspective, because it's what are you worried about him doing? Just generally just causing more distress for the women? He's already doing that. It doesn't matter whether he's going to be doing that
with this person specifically, you know. And then on top of that, like that's the kind of dynamic that I would expect from the you know, the butler to the spoiled rich kid or something like that, or to the emperor, where they don't answer to anybody.
Well-to-do person of unnamed rank,
right?
In terms of him being the manager guy of the eunuchs, and
right?
Stuff,
and so maybe because that like the empire is so spread out and stuff, like he doesn't like. Things could get bad if he starts not doing his job, but also like he doesn't necessarily have someone that's directly here to like oversee him. Right. And so it's hey, I know I am subservient to you, I work for you, but also like I'm really close to you, so I'm gonna try and do those things to like, you know,
make you more efficient at your job.
Yeah, keep you doing what you're supposed to do,
what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Which is it's just really funny, because the more and more this show continues, the more and more I kind of want him to not be the emperor, because it's funnier if he's just this really highly competent person that's like directly under the orders of the emperor.
Right.
And he's there to make sure that everything is running smoothly. And he's just like, fuck, I'm getting feelings, and I'm getting like, I'm getting this like, just this distraction. This is dorky smart girl, and for whatever reason,
and I was just trying to get her loyalty, but now
I'm falling for her. What the fuck?
You know, like what? what the hell? Like, it wasn't working, and that bothers me. Like, yeah. To say nothing of the fact that it's like, oh, yeah, right. The reason that, you know, he would end up potentially falling for her is specifically because she isn't swooning, right? Which is like, that's already,
and it's
like,
even negative. It's even the thing
yeah.
of like, nah, she like looks down on me, and I kind of like that,
right? And I love that, you know. Hey, the appreciation for the finer things in life, but also at the same time the idea that it's like, no, it's specifically because this person isn't giving you the time of day, and so then it's like, okay, but then if she actually did start to like him too, would he care about her anymore at that point?
No. See, this is the power of an obsession. At some point, it won't matter. He'll just have spent too much time and too much, you know,
it got him
energy.
It got him past the point where he was basically stuck with all of the other ladies that did swoon for him.
Right.
Of the, you know, well, I can't actually really, you know, feel attached and all that stuff. And so once he does, it doesn't matter that the initial impetus isn't there anymore. Also,
which could also be really fun, because then this is another reason why I don't want him to be the emperor.
Yeah.
I also love it because then as he becomes more and more attracted to her for the wrong reasons, in that it's the not because she's so intelligent and she's got all these apothecary skills that other people want to use. I will have the wholesome attraction and interest in her just because she talks down to me. Right. And where we could end up in a situation where Lady Gyokyo could end up being an antagonist because she wants to use Mao Mao for ambitious reasons, whereas Jinchi is no, he's down bad. Like, he's so down bad that in some ways, his loyalty to her will never be questioned. He'll be the most faithful 2 or 3 levels above you upper manager who's like, are you dealing with some shit, Mao Mao?
And that
do you need to sick me on somebody? Yes.
And that could make things very funny because my first vibe from this guy that shows up at the end is that he is actually maybe someone like from the Emperor,
or
or
a deeper part of the palace.
Yeah, deeper part of the palace.
Yeah.
And she's made enough waves that now she's garnered additional attention.
Yes.
And so if he's not the Emperor, right, then having the Emperor then come in as a potential hammer to break up the situation and cause even more chaos.
Yes.
I love it. And if
I love
a
that
bunch
too,
of people are attached to her in all these different ways, then great.
Right. I think that's another great reason why he shouldn't be the Emperor, is it makes the world feel too small to have the top already peaked in that regard.
Yeah.
Rather than going wide, let's
Even
keep
though
going deep.
that would totally make sense from a like character perspective of, okay, I really want to make sure that no one knows that it's me, and so
yes, that's,
you know,
that's true,
et cetera, et cetera. But
that's true.
So I'm very excited to see what happens in the next one.
Very excited to see that. Yeah. And having just the little pondering at the end of, well, what kind of medicine would that make?
I loved that. That was great because it's like it's totally like in character for her, right? She's getting this thing that, you know, she can't use her usual expertise for, and yet she's trying because, you know, when all you have is a hammer, right?
Right.
And yet the whole, you know, idea of love being medicine is not exactly new, right?
Nope.
You know, it's a fantastic medicine. And yet that's where she's thinking, right? She's thinking of it from a utilitarian perspective of with that, when it's like, that's great. Like, it, to the degree that we end up getting romantic
follow up on that.
You know, follow up and, you know, and stuff with her and everything, I feel like that is a great way to set me up to be invested in the way in which she'll interact with that whole situation.
Also just her experience with love from a familial perspective. We don't know her parents.
No.
And there's a possibility that they're either dead or it's just a whole ass other situation with trauma and drama.
Sure.
So it could also be that, no, I need the medicine of love because of this shit I've gone through already with my family.
Yeah.
And
maybe
that
there's
could
a
also be
reason
really
she's
fun,
so like,
you know?
cold, indifferent, removed, you know, like,
yeah. I mean, it's the way to survive in a lot of ways.
And then the 3 other ladies in waiting will be like, we were right the whole time.
I love the way that they're used, almost like in the sense of like, if this was a Disney movie, they are the thing 1, thing 2, and thing 3 that are like always in the cast, but they're like the 3 hyenas, you know, like they're like the 3 little side character, little, you know, group that just kind of chimes in with commentary.
I'm not going to do them the disservice of calling them the gargoyles, but yeah.
Right, exactly.
But yes.
You get what I'm saying. But the way that they are so endearing to her, there's never any drama or anything like that.
Yep.
They just see the bandage and they're like, this must be a really serious thing
And
for her to
she's-
still have the bandage after all this time.
And she still hasn't figured it out. That it's such a just a oh yeah, whatever. You know, I experiment on myself sometimes.
Yeah.
That like she hasn't clued in that like, oh.
But also because of her personality, why are they sympathetic? Like we're all just trying to do what we can to survive, right? Like that also kind of shows the difference in their upbringings and stuff as well. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Which is fun. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all of this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.